Hey, everybody. Welcome to Metal Movies and Brewskis Live. I'm your host, Matt Burke. And tonight we're going to be having some fun tonight. I got my Sailor Jerry rum. I just picked it up. I think it was like $10 at the local Winco. Never had it before. And I've been, I don't know, getting into rum lately. So it's been an interesting journey. But before I get too deep in a tangent, let's say hello to my buddy, Brian Kreisgau. What up, Brian?
What is up, Matt? By the way, fuck you because you sent me a link to that joint that you opened the stream with.
Yeah.
And it was like I think all your older stuff, but not the new shit.
Oh, really?
So you have to hook me up. You got to hook me up with the new shit because I'm telling you, dude, that shit's fucking dope. Like I was just listening to that, while working a little bit on the Puritanian. I was just like. It's like if I find myself making faces and shit like while listening to music, generally speaking, that's a good sign.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah, man. So you've been working on the script, huh? That's cool.
Yeah, man. It is officially in motion. You know how I know that it's in motion? Is because I wrote my first note to, right? The cool thing about writing scripts for comics is you're not writing for a large audience. You're literally writing for pretty much an audience of one. Right. So you can be really personal and be like, so it's like, oh, I always make sure it's not like note to artist. It's like note to Preston, note to Matt. Right. So the first one of those, and that's usually when I'm making like a suggestion, right? Like, like I'm thinking, this will be that kind of an angle, but then, you do you.
No, that's what I want, man. That's what it's all about, brother.
It's good. Yeah, and it's gonna be fun. Been boning up a little bit on my history.
Ooh, nice. I like that.
So I know how I'm gonna end
Frankenstein.
I know how I'm gonna end the book.
Oh, that's always good, right?
Shot's gonna be. I know what the last shot's gonna be, and once I have my ending, and my beginning, piece of cake.
Right? That's the way to do it, huh?
For me.
Me too.
Me too. Because it's like remember when you were a kid and you were like doing mazes on paper, right?
Yeah.
And then one day you either get the bright idea or somebody tells you it's a lot easier if you go backwards.
Right.
I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is. I guess maybe because it's designed to go in that one direction. I don't know. But it's just like same thing with storytelling.
It's destiny, man. Once you find the destiny, of the story, it's
yeah.
I mean, also like I think you said too, like once you find the end, you can always change it. If you find that there's something that trumps the other, the original ending, right? But otherwise, you're just going to be fucking around forever, So you got to kind of find out, what's the most I don't know. What's the most impactful ending? How is it going to fucking rip someone's heart out, and leave them however you want to leave them, thirsty for more, or just fucking leave them hanging, like waiting for that juicy piece of steak. You know what I mean? Which is fucked up because we're all hunters and we're all hunting. So in a story, if we're left like No Country for Old Men, it's going to fuck with you a little bit, which is cool. You know what I mean?
Some people. Which is the point. One of my friends was like, "Oh man, I saw that movie. It sucked." And it's like Josh Brolin's like, getting into like gunfights with Javier Bardem. And then suddenly you just see the guy just like laid out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this guy, like, well, that's the thing. It's like there's certain people you talk to, they're only used to a certain kind of cinema, which is just like normie fucking like, Marvel.
Yeah, normie fair. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they don't like get the concept of ambiguous endings and things like that. And, I find that's why horror people kind of get that shit. There's actually a lot of crossover between not a lot of art film fans are into horror movies, but a lot of horror fans are into like certain art house cinema.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Shit from the 90s because we're used to shit being like off kilter.
Yeah.
And right. So especially if you watch a lot of fucking like low budget shit from like the 70s.
The greasy fucking
doing drugs.
Sticky.
Toby Hooper,
greasy.
Toby Hooper stoned out of his mind. Wes Craven when he did Last House on the Left, completely baked.
bake out of the gourd. Fucking charbroiled.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, I mean, it was another age. And the thing is, it's like you don't have to like be like that, right? It's like Salvador Dali said, I don't take, you know, obviously people can ask that question, you know, are you tripping balls? Like, what's going on? And he said, I don't take drugs. I am drugs.
I am the drug. I am the alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I got that. He's just like, I don't need that. I'm already fucked up enough up here.
Yeah.
Right? That it's, or it's like a door in your head that you open and you go in and it's like a fucking funhouse.
Totally, man. It's
man.
I remember seeing the video, like my next door neighbor was studying him in high school at the time. I was in elementary school, and like, you know, he brought it over and we were watching it in the living room. Like, damn, this shit's fucking crazy. What the fuck is this? You know, I didn't know what it was. And then later on, you know, I figured out who he was and, you know, what it was all about and whatnot. So it's, you know, his traumatization. Salvador Dali.
Oh, Dali. Yeah.
Yeah. He had like a video, and that was back in the 90s too, like a VHS, like crazy, you know, video.
Fucking Jodorowsky, Alejandro Jodorowsky, the guy who wrote The Maid of Barons and directed El Topo, Santo Sangre, fucking awesome classic movies. Jesus Christ, he was going to direct Dune, and he was going to cast Salvador Dali as Baron Harkonnen.
That would have been interesting, right?
Dali said he would only do it if he was paid more than any other actor on Earth. So they were just to be a dick
just to
fuck around, right? Because I mean, he was a playful guy. You look at his art, you can see it's playful. Every picture, he's making a face, right? Yeah. Mario Bava's the same way. You can't find a photograph where he's not screwing up his face or doing something.
Doing something controlling.
Right? Yeah. So there's an air of mischief there, and I think so. It wasn't greed that was driving him to like just make an outrageous demand like that. It was just like, you know, just for shits and giggles. And then of course, if they actually agreed to it, oh shit, this is awesome.
Well, I got something a little more shits and giggly for you right here. So we got the Spawn contest. I believe we talked about it a couple weeks ago when we did the show.
Yeah, man.
You know, we're like deep into 3 weeks, you know. So like right here we have this is Shelby's piece right here. Nice. I believe it's the Heap from Spawn. It's fucking badass.
Way to go, Shelby.
Yeah.
By the way, met him at the Chicago Comic-Con.
Yeah.
He and his lady, like really sweet people, cool people.
That's cool, man.
We got very drunk together.
Oh yeah. And this is Scorched. I guess this is like week 3. Scorched is like the...
Where are you going? Where are you going? Go back.
You didn't see that one?
I see that caboose. I just need to see that caboose for like.
Yeah, that's Scorched.
Isn't that pathetic? It's like we're perving over like pencil lines.
That's Jessica Priest from the Spawn movie. She became like a she-Spawn now in the universe. So, and her name's Scorched. So there's another Shelby piece right here. Fucking badass.
Nice.
He's getting down. I like how like
Shelby, man.
I like how like I hit the fucking, you know, the hashtag just to search for it, and there's all these like, you know, dudes in the fucking network. You know what I mean?
There's no way anybody should not be fucking doing something for this.
Something. You know what I mean?
Something.
And like, I guess
to hit it like with like 7 pieces. Just do one.
Yeah. And this is like Brett Booth is doing the art right now. Like fucking McFarlane's a genius, dude. He's got everybody in here, and he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna put the comic in the hashtag too, you know, Spawnuary. And in the new series, I guess Violator Clown, he's like fucking came up, you know what I mean? Because this is McFarlane's post, and so Violator's kind of got like more ripped up, you know what I mean? Like he looks like kind of like a badass now. But the art looks dope, dude. I want to pick it up, man. Whatchamacallit, man, fucking Lawson, dude, he's been dropping a gang of like dope ass like recommends. I want to pick up this. I want to get Blood Dirk. That shit looks dope. There's a bunch of fucking comics I want to pick up. So, and I love me some Spawn. Look at this piece.
That's great.
I don't want to fuck with this guy because he's kind of too close to the chest. So it's one of the spawns. Medieval spawn would have been fun. Ninja spawn. I was going through my garage, man. I got 2 ninja spawns out there from back in the day.
Oh, I see. I didn't even know that there was a ninja spawn.
Dude, okay, so like spawn 300 came out, and I picked that up. I got a Viking spawn out in the garage too, and I did a review on the 300, and it was pretty cool. Like they had some cool character designs. They had like Al Simmons where he like carved, I think he like carved like the symbol into his chest, and he ripped off like a red flag, and like he was in like a battle. I forgot what happened in the book, but I was just like doing a review on it, you know. And I was like, dude, McFarlane needs to open up his fucking universe. He's got like 20 different spawns he's sitting on. You know what I mean? That should all, they should all,
people, yeah.
Yeah, he should be doing like 4 comics a month. And then boom, fucking like a year later, he's doing it. And then some dude dropped me a comment like, damn, dude, you predicted the future. And it's just like you know, I've heard him in interviews. He's like, yeah, I've been waiting for the right time to do it. You know what I mean? But dude, these characters are metal as fuck. I mean, Spawn's metal as fuck. You know what I mean? They just got to be written a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yes, and he is not a writer.
Look at that. That one's dope too.
Oh, yeah, shit.
And the thing is about him though, like he has to put the book out every month. You know what I mean? And not every book is going to be perfect. You know what I mean? But it's just like boom, boom. You know what I mean? And he has to put it out. But I mean, like for the first one, you know. But like Liam Sharp's jumping on. I think he's doing the Viking. No, I think Kyle Hotz is doing the Viking spawn for him, and also Liam Sharp's doing the medieval spawn. And I heard another interview where he was saying like, "Hey, dude, like he'll hit up artists now. He's like, you know what? I'm at this point in my life where I'll just hit up artists. Like, what can you give me? Just tell me how long you need. You need 5 months. You need 5 years, 20 years. Tell me what you want. I want you doing spawn. I want you to do a spawn story. You tell me, and I'm gonna work with you." And I'm like, damn, fucking dope. You know what I mean? So he's got all these. He's got all these pots. He's got all these spawn pots cooking all over the place, simmering. Good. You know what I mean? So I think that's dope, dude. I loved hearing that.
Fucking fire, man.
Look at that. I like that. Kind of Sylvester-ish a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, it is actually. Definitely with the detail. But then, not that that's a bad thing.
No, I now like I had a Sontag on talking about Sylvester, and I was telling him how I like his work now more than ever, you know.
I mean, it is really cool when you see artists have a particular style, and you think they've kind of gotten as high as they're going to go, but then they evolve, you know.
Right.
And it's just like that's what I love about somebody like Neil Adams. The guy never stopped working, right? We all got to be like, that's cool. What up, Morb?
You know Morb? He's putting out a book with Death Metal Hero. I had Death Metal Hero on the other night.
Oh, him and Luke? Really? Dude, yeah, I'm sorry I missed that.
Pencils and inks. Oh, it's all good, brother.
I popped in the chat just
all good.
Just to say yo, because I love Luke to death. That good dude is fucking great.
Oh, for sure, man. I like this piece right here. This is something that sticks out. I'm always looking for like, because I'm always looking for the concept and composition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because all these pieces are perfect. All these pieces are perfect. You know what I mean? And
I was going to say composition is fucking off the hook.
There we go. There's another one. That one's got a cool little composition going. You know?
Yes, it does. Oh my god.
Oh, Spawn, dude. I'm gonna start picking up Spawn now too. And Spawn's cheap. It's like $3.
No shit.
See it in like a Bancroft got on it. And
where are you gonna buy it? Right,
my comic store. My comic store.
Because you actually have comic book stores where they sell comics.
Oh, dude, that's the one thing about fucking California is we're the beer capital of the world, and then we got a gang of comic book stores. I can literally load up my trunk and go and push my shit. That's what I did. I loaded up my trunk and pushed Butch Cleaver on people back in 2016. You know what I mean?
That's fucking gangster.
You can do that. And people are like, yeah, sure. Oh, no, I respect the hustle. Oh, yeah, sure. No, fuck that. That's too. Yeah, I could tell it's 90s. Shit like that, you know? So.
Yeah.
But damn, dude, these just pieces, just perfect. You know what I mean? This was just cool, man. It was just a perfect character to bring like the whole artist community around the world together, you know, that do comic books, that love the 90s comics and love comics and, you know.
Right? And now we're getting to see all of this fucking cool art and all of these cool artists
dude.
Representing.
That's kind of like an homage to the original cover, but flipped with the sword in there.
Oh!
And better.
I didn't catch that right away.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. You're right.
And then there's, whatchamacallit, you were saying, you know, maybe I should do a piece, you know, maybe Preston can, but it was just kind of, I don't know, man. It was just kind of like hard to do it, you know. So, but I ended up doing One Piece. I ended up doing One Piece, man. This one right here.
Dude, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Do one. And this one is freaking excellent. I really, really like it.
I wanted to do something where he was just fucking shit up, dude. Like he was just like that's my shtick, man. Where usually I got somebody in the shit, you know. And
yes.
I wanted
like killing more than one person at a time.
Yes, and I'm real big into full body. Like if I can, I want to show the head to toe of the figure. I want to see their whole body and the whole shot. So I love the whole like the bust where you get the arms and up to the kneecaps, you know. But for me personally, like I really like to see the whole figure doing stuff. So I wanted to catch Violator like turning, or I'm sorry, I wanted Spawn to catch fucking Clown like mid morph into Violator, you know.
I know, it's really cool.
Kicking out his fucking back spike and shooting up his fucking shoulder.
Yeah. He ain't even like he's not waiting. He's not waiting.
No. And I didn't want him to be I didn't want him to have using any of his spawn powers either, just a gun. And I want him to be.
I always thought that was a thing one thing I've always thought about in like certain kinds of like horror or fantasy films is when a character is transforming, people will just stand there and watch them transform instead of either A, booking, or B, just fucking shanking them like a maniac.
Well, it's like in the movie, he kind of, that's what kind of happens. And right here, he's like, nah, fuck that, you know? And I really like I mean, I love like all like different versions of Spawn. He's just so fucking cool, man. But I really like the meatball head Spawn. And
yeah, me too.
I liked it with the shoelace in there. So I kind of wanted to do that. And, yeah, man, it was a fun piece, man. One of my favorite pieces to do. And I probably wouldn't have done it. But you kind of pushed me to do it. So I did it.
That's what I'm here for. I'm like the fucking Tony Robbins of this scene.
Right.
But dude, how many you got? Like 22 shares, like 70 plus likes.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh shit! Really? I didn't even see that.
Yeah. Go back and take a look at that. Look at that shit. Because I was thinking like how many people, because you want to know like how many people checked it out, how many people liked it, how many people shared it.
Yeah, that's always good to know. You know what I mean?
It is. It's encouraging.
What's up, Hex? How you doing, brother?
What up, Hex? Oi.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, those tunnels that they're digging here
in
New York. Yeah, involving most likely human trafficking, but they're just like filling them up with cement like as fast as they fucking can because they want to get rid of the evidence.
It's fucking scary, man. Like
it is. It's a religious cult that basically rules New York because they vote as a bloc and they can do whatever they want.
So scary. I wanted to do a book about like human trafficking a little bit, but kind of like a different race with mixed. I don't know, man. It's just a kind of a big thing, you know?
Well, that's the thing. It's like you can do stories on certain subjects. You don't have to do them all in the same setting. You can also go through time.
Yeah.
Right? Where you have
mine's more of like a Russian thing. Taking some of the Russian a little bit of that. Well, it's just like now it's like we everything we do in comics is so fucking similar that like you give one little cunt hair like and it kind of just someone could take the idea because everything's so similar now. So you got to kind of hold on to these little fucking tidbits, you know what I mean? But yeah, definitely, dude.
Something that makes your book different.
Yeah. I mean, because we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're just kind of trying to do something and entertain people so they'll come back and pick up our next reading experience.
Yep. And to check out our friends too, you know?
Russian? What's the hurry? I mean, dude. I am Russian actually all the time. But it's
I thought you were mostly Irish.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I'm Russian on my work. But
saying, is this thing on?
I don't know what the fuck I am, dude, because you really don't know what you are unless you how do I put it? Only like I don't want to sound like an SJW or something like that or fucking cancel. Okay. But the thing is, for you to really like know your bloodline, you have to be kind of like come from a wealthier family. That way you could check the basically like the clan and where your last name came from, and keep going back and back. Like, this is Clan McTavish, and you know what I mean? Then you can know. Otherwise, it's fucking hard. You have to really deep dive. Like, when you do the DNA test, it's not really 100% accurate. The only way for you to really do that is you have to go on that journey. That's almost for me like a bucket list where you like, hey dude, let me go and travel to Europe. Cause I know, so, but for me, it's like, I'm a mutt, it's Scotch, Irish, English, French,
well, it's 100 times
Norwegian.
more interesting.
Yeah. German.
It's 100 times more interesting than being a thoroughbred. And it turns out that thoroughbreds are not a good thing. That what you want is diverse.
You want a mix. You want a good mix
of bloodlines.
Yeah.
Right? It's adding new genes to the pool. It's like that's a good thing.
The weirdest thing was like, so all right, check it out. Like my grandpa Dave, allegedly his grandfather was an Indian chief, a Cherokee from Arkansas, right? There was no Cherokee blood like really in the DNA, like when I think it was my mom checked, or one of my family members, one of my siblings, and I'm like, what the fuck? How come it's not in there? But I also know that like sometimes it jumps, like you don't have certain DNA sometimes from that, so it's kind of hard. So, but it's like, dude, I'm supposed to be like one fucking percentage off of being able to claim Native American, but it's like I don't look Native American at all. You know what I mean? It's fucking weird. But my grandpa, he looked like Native American. My grandpa Dave, he from Arkansas, everything, so. Fucking crazy.
There's a lot of people with Native American blood.
Most people, right? From America?
I don't know if it's most people in the United States,
probably,
but it's a lot.
Like a third, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like first generation, apparently, the son of immigrants from Germany. So, like I said,
that's cool though, man. That's cool.
No,
like I want to go there, man. Fuck, so bad. That's like the one place I want to go. And it wasn't, but it kind of started bumping up. Like, damn, there's like 5 places I want to go there.
Oh,
I mean, we talked about it before. I don't know. I tell you about the places I want to go before, probably.
Yeah. Some of them. I know you also want to go to Norway, Scotland, I think.
Yeah, I mean, because Germany's number one, because Germany has the most like well-preserved Viking village. I forgot the name of it. It starts with a B. They got Wacken, that big metal festival. They got Oktoberfest. They have the Black Forest, which I love.
Black Forest.
Check it out. Just check out the fucking cuckoo clocks and the fucking cakes and just the whole Grimm's, thing. I want to do the Shelley fucking Frankenstein, tour. Trip on the Rhine, man. And I want to check out the castles. Like, there's just so many things I want to do there, So.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no, me too. I haven't been able to travel in like a long time. I just traveled a lot when I was a kid. And, it was all over Europe. But at the same time, I've been hardly anywhere here in the United States, It's like, the neighboring states, of course, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut. That shit doesn't count, though. I'm talking about, like, I've never been to, like, Texas.
Right.
I've been to Cali, to Chicago. But still, it's just like the country's fucking huge.
Huge, dude. It's fucking, there's crazy shit, And it's crazy, dude. Like you're speaking about Jersey, dude. The Jersey Devil. So. I that's a crazy fucking creature, man. That actually predates the country. You know what I mean? And
you drive through let me tell you, you drive through the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, you're gonna be fucking looking.
Scary, man. And like the story about it, it's fucked up, man.
It is.
It's probably the most brutal like story, like cryptid I've heard of, and so rightly it's the most Americana, I guess, if you will, and it's at the precipice of our country, at least from that point. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sure you know the legend, but for those that don't, I'm going to give a little brief rundown right here. It's Wikipedia, so in New Jersey and Philadelphia folklore in the United States, the Jersey Devil, also known as Leeds Devil, is a legendary creature said to inhabit the forests of the Pine Barrens in South Jersey. The creature is often described as a flying biped with hooves, but there are many variations. The common description is that of a bipedal kangaroo-like creature with a horse or goat-like head, leathery bat-like wings, horns, small arms with the clawed hands, legs, and cloven hooves, and a forked, pointed tail. It has been reported to move quickly and is often described as an emitting high-pitched, blood-curdling scream, or it has one, sorry. The origin of the legend. Okay, according to popular folklore, the Jersey Devil originated with a Pine Barrens resident named Jane Leeds, known as Mother Leeds. The legend states that Mother Leeds had 12 children, and after discovering she was pregnant for the 13th time, 13th, that's a fucked up number, cursed the child in frustration, declaring that the child would be of the devil in 1735. Mother Leeds was in labor on a stormy night, like tonight over here in Cali, while her friends gathered around her. Born as a normal child, the 13th child transformed into a creature with hooves, a goat's head, bat wings, and a forked tail. Growling and screaming, the child beat everyone with its tail before flying up the chimney and heading into the pines. In some versions of the tale, Mother Leeds was supposedly a witch, and the child's father was the devil himself. Some versions of the legend also state that local clergymen subsequently attempted to exorcise the creature from the Pine Barrens. So, I don't know, man. That to me, that sounds pretty fucking scary, pretty metal.
Yes, an underutilized monster, super underutilized.
Yeah,
very, very few movies I could think of. Like The Last Broadcast is one that is kind of famous because it kind of did Blair Witch Project right before the Blair Witch Project came out. But it was like, and it's a good movie, except they fuck up the ending. Like the big reveal at the end is just terrible. But the folklore is really interesting. I don't know if it's the name. It's like the Jersey Devil, right? Because it's just like New Jersey isn't exactly the most.
It just sounds cheeseball. And for me, it's like people don't know about the Pine Barrens. Like if you see that, you're like, oh fuck, this ain't like when you think of Jersey, you think of Snooki and shit. You think of the boardwalk, you think of Atlantic City, you think of Nucky Thompson. You don't think of no fucking Pine Barrens. You know what I mean? So,
you think of Guidos, you think of chicks with Jersey hair.
Yeah. What is it?
Very much. Yeah, it's not exactly Transylvania.
You think of fucking like gypsy fucking attire, all that shit. You know what I mean? But you don't think of like the Pine Barrens. That's rural. Like the Pine Barrens reminds me of like this place up in Mexico where you go deep up in the mountains, and there's pine barrens up there, and there's this town called Tapulpa, and it's just pines and pines and pines, and you don't even think about that. Again, it's like a similar situation. Damn. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that the name, it's funny because the name is perfect, but it doesn't, at the same time, it doesn't do it justice. It kind of says everything.
No, it really doesn't.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's the reason why he's probably like one of the most underutilized monsters.
Right.
But then again, just waiting to be discovered, just waiting to be used for something, right? Like, how many people knew who the Mothman was?
Well, I remember that movie, like the movie with Richard Gere came out. I was like, oh, finally a fucking good movie with Richard Gere. Like I just remember like.
I know. I was like, how could? But the thing is, that's just a damn good movie.
It is. It's solid, dude. It's his best movie. That one, and then First Night, probably second.
Well, he doesn't ruin it, is what I would say. No. And then there's Laura Linney, who's like fantastic in everything that she's in. So the supporting cast, Brian Cox, the supporting cast is there. Yeah. And I just loved how it answered the question, right? What does it want, right? Why is it doing this? Is it, cursing us? Is it out to get us, or is it trying to warn us?
Brian Cox is just like gold in like whatever he does,
You noticed them, and they noticed that.
You know what's fucked up? There's not that much there's not like right here. There's not that much cool like art, like on here.
Isn't that interesting?
Like not a lot. There's cool art on here, but there's not a whole lot. Do you know what I'm talking? Like we do this on the show. That's one of my shticks, but it's like there's not a lot. Like that one's cool, but I'm not awestruck normally like I am.
The Chupacabra gets way more love, right? Chupacabra gets a lot of love these days.
Well, I think you just like, for me, when I think of Jersey Devil too, I don't think of this anatomy. I just think of like a devil.
No, me neither.
Like, just a little fucking pitchfork motherfucker. You know what I mean? I don't think of this. I think it'd be cool. It'd be
more
cool
like Spring Heel Jack.
Like, what I think of, like when I see this, I'd like to see like a breakdown of the anatomy of the character of the, you know what I mean? Like similar to this, like a side profile, and just like the bones just broken apart and like spread out, or maybe connected, but just like the anatomy, like maybe it's in the back of a book or in the appendices or something of your bestiary. Let's just say of a comic book you're doing, right? And you just see the bone structure, the anatomy. I think that would be really cool.
Have you ever seen Pliny the Elder's illustrations of the monstrous races?
No.
Those are incredible. Those are great. Yeah, Pliny the Elder. He's the guy that wrote like the definitive guide to the monstrous races. This was written when they actually believed that there were like men with like dog heads and people that didn't have heads but had like faces on their chests and all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, they actually believed that these people were real, and their illustrations are fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I would recommend checking him out. Pliny the Elder.
Pliny the Elder. Well, I know about Pliny the Elder from the it's like the #1 selling beer in California, like a micro beer.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's by like Russian River Brewing, and it's fucking sells crazy. Like it's nuts. It's like 8%. It's all right. It's nothing fucking special, but it sells out everywhere, and it's a seasonal beer. But it's all right. I mean, it's cool.
No shit. Yeah,
Pliny
I mean,
the Elder.
Me, like I'm all into fucking I've always been into monsters. So when I found out, that people actually believed that monsters existed back in the Disney, and you look at the illustrations of dragons and shit like that. I mean, it's just interesting. Sea monsters,
Krakens and shit.
Yeah, like they believed that this shit was out there. Of course, the Kraken, like I said, that's like one mythical creature that is definitely
out there.
Real.
Like for me,
for sure. Giant octopus, we know that exists.
Oh yeah, dude. And it's funny you're talking about like sea monsters. Like for me, like that's what I want to do for the for the next Hell War book. If I ever do it, it's going to start out nautical. I want to do something like that, just very Scandinavian nautical, but modern up until the 90s. It's just weird because nautical is its own genre. So if you take it like anywhere around like the coast, it's always going to have certain stuff. And I mean, it's kind of cheeseball, but I noticed it's going into Hobby Lobby and they have all just the nautical shit. I'm like, damn, nautical is just it's its own thing. It's really cool. You know what I mean?
It is. And what's wrong with cheeseball?
Innsmouth, like Innsmouth, you think of that, and I don't know, man. It's kind of cool. You know what I mean? I'd like to there's just something I really like about the whole nautical thing and the old villages on the ocean, on the bay, and and the ropes and the ships.
Where they would Shanghai fucking motherfuckers.
Yeah, man.
Actually, there's still buildings that still have like the trap doors they would use to fucking.
In San Francisco.
When they were fucking Shanghai,
the Chinese.
Motherfuckers. Yeah.
The Catholic Church had vampire hunters in the 16th and 1700s.
Interesting.
I heard some about that. I actually heard about that. The Vatican. Yeah, like Van Helsing kind of pulled from that a little bit, but it's like, oh, fucking Van Helsing. But it's like, nah, I mean, I heard that they actually were doing that. Just like they have the Exorcist, right now.
Right. Or in like John Carpenter's Vampires, they're funded by the Vatican. But then in that case, it's also because the Vatican created vampires in the first place, which I thought was a cool idea.
Did they?
Yeah.
But they're everywhere, though, Brian. They're all over the world, though.
Yeah, but the first one was created by the Catholic Church. Remember?
I mean, like the name probably vampires.
Valak was like a heretic.
The movie, right? The movie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about in real life. I was like, oh, fucking true.
No. The vampires, meaning the novel by John Stakely, where the S at the end is a $.
Yeah.
And John Carpenter's Vampires, which is based on that, but it's scaled down because the budget was too small to like
the fucking movie, man,
on a grand scale. So they're pulling vampires out of like a house instead of like a cathedral.
Mm-hmm. which I like that movie, man. Like, and I watched it,
no,
young, and it was
awesome.
like, yeah, this is cool. I like, but watching it again, like, oh, this is one of the best fucking vampire movies ever made for multitude of reasons.
Yes, it's great. It's great.
They used to dig up graves and stake the bodies to the ground, and they work garlic from the smell.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, they weren't nailing them. It wasn't about piercing the heart. It was just about nailing them to the ground, so they'd be like, so that they couldn't just physically wouldn't be able to get the fuck back up and kill you.
Oh yeah, man.
Remember we mentioned this the other day with
the burial,
American Werewolf in London. That story that
I'm thinking the same thing. Before you said that, Brian, we're on the same wavelength. You know what I mean? There's just something about that image just going down like a stake,
right?
And
then the reason why they're doing it, and he said like the driver was just laughing, oh, those stupid gypsies, and then he thought, what if he does get up?
Well, I mean, you fucking wake up and you just hit your head into the soil. You know what I mean? That packed dirt. Do you know what I mean? Though, like that's why they sit like that. So like if they wake up, they're just fucking basically like screw driving themselves into the dirt more.
I guess that's it.
That's how I seen it, because they're in the dirt like this, and they wake up, they just go straight into the dirt.
Right.
So if they're in the ground, they can kind of get up and kind of dig their way out like a rat.
Climb
their way out. Like rebirth, climbing their way out of hell. Rebirth.
But see, that's the thing. I know more about werewolf folklore than I do vampire folklore for some reason.
Oh shit!
I need to rectify that, because like some of the first books I ever read were by the Reverend Montague Summers, who wrote about werewolves and vampires and witches and shit like that. Because my mother knew I was into that stuff, and she would go to the library and get a bunch of books. And she's like, "Oh, Brian's into vampires and stuff." So I grew up with that stuff that these days is usually only studied by academics and shit. But yeah, I gotta get some of those.
It's hard, dude.
I know there's got to still be in print somewhere.
I love monsters, like the traditional shit. You know what I mean? It's encrypted. It's like painstakingly hard for me to make a book that's not going to have some monsters in it. Like I have to go out of my way to not like fight. You know what I mean? Like fuck, dude.
Sure.
That's cool, man. I did a little bit of research like a few years ago, nothing extensive, but I was just kind of digging like different cultures of vampires. You know what I mean? But I mean, Eastern Europe just kind of they had a lot. They actually had a lot.
Yeah, vampires and werewolves.
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them. Yeah, man.
So garlic steaks have no
real ill effect on vampires. Well, that depends on the lore, right? And it's not like for instance, a lot of movies and comics, vampires are created because like the victim of the vampire becomes a vampire, right?
Yeah.
And really in Dracula, it's because you've been bitten and because you've consumed the blood of a vampire, right?
Yep.
Same thing in The Lost Boys, same thing in Interview with the Vampire. You have to drink a vampire's blood to become a vampire. But in folklore, it was usually suicides that would that would come back. And
that makes sense.
And prey on the living. Yeah,
it's well, I mean, it's a form of purgatory. You know what I mean? It kind of makes sense too. And then it kind of touches too on, again, circle, do a little S, American Werewolf in London. Where David's having the visions of the undead coming back to haunt him. You know what I mean?
Well, that was just totally original. That's one of the things I love about that movie is just like that's not from folklore at all. Right. Yeah, so he came up with that himself.
Don't you
and
love
that's
that?
always the fun thing is being able to add your own shit.
He came up with that himself. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's hard. It's fucking hard, right?
I know.
But it's fun though, right? Isn't that one of the fun parts?
If you could do it, right? Like for instance, we're gonna be establishing some rules with our bloodsuckers.
Yeah.
Morb says my book has an undead necromancer 7-foot orc. Sold.
Yeah, right. No, I'm there, bro. I'm there. I'm already signed up for that shit. I can't wait.
Seriously, man. It's supposed to be like Lilith. Adam's sinister first wife who would not submit.
That makes sense.
There's a movie called He Never Died with Henry Rollins, which is actually pretty good.
Oh, I've seen that. and he kind of looks like Marv a little bit, and he's like in the apartment, you know.
Yeah, and he turns out that he's Cain.
Yeah, from the Bible.
Right.
Fuck, I didn't remember that. How the fuck do you remember that shit? Damn, dude.
Because it's like
great memory, bro.
Because it's like
no, but I mean, you're fucking snappy, bro. Like I would not remember that.
With this shit, I'm not, you know, anything like useful or practical, forget about it. It's
fuck, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, then there's a sequel called She Never Died, and then it's Lilith, Lilitu, that is the immortal, right? And then you have the Wandering Jew, right? The guy that I think slapped Jesus as he was carrying the cross, and now he has to just kind of hang out and like roam around the world until Christ comes back.
That could be a vampire right there, right?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that was the thing about Dracula 2000. I was just like, wait a second. They turned Dracula into the Wandering Jew?
I mean, so it was, are you talking about Judas or?
Well, I mean, no, they made him Judas, but then they made, it's just like, I don't know. They
combined the two? I mean, we're just similar. You're saying it's similar.
I thought that was a stupid idea. And that's a very underutilized character too.
Well, the Wandering Jew, I probably would have, I mean, to be honest with you, I think the Judas thing is all right. You know what I mean? But the movie was kind of boring.
Terrible.
But I'm down. I'm just down for new stuff. You know what I mean? I want to see new takes. It's all about reinventing the wheel. I mean, sorry, just tweaking the wheel. You're not going to reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? So I just want to see fucking new takes, and that's one like, all right, that's cool. Let's try a new one. The Wandering Jew. Now that sounds a little more. I don't know, dude. To be honest, though, some of the lore that they came up with that movie was cool, but just the movie wasn't. I wasn't feeling. I'd rather watch Van Helsing even. Van Helsing was better.
Back. I like the direct-to-video sequel better.
Yeah, with Jason Scott Lee.
Yeah. The third one, by the way, I watched that, and that sucked. It's not really worth watching. But the second one was cool, and then also the way it worked in the folklore, the way that this guy is throwing like rice down, and grains and things like that, because he's like, as a vampire, he is gonna have to count all of those.
Oh fuck!
Right, and then also put like a shirt made out of knots over it. Right, it's just like vampire. He's not going to be able to help himself. Right, he's going to have to fucking undo those knots. That shit's from folklore.
I like that. There was an indie book that was fun, and it was called Sword of Dracula. And
I remember that.
What the fuck? You remember that?
Yes, vaguely.
And it was drawn by like fucking. It was. I don't remember. I have it somewhere in the garage.
I think only had one issue.
It had a graphic novel and then like a second one or a bunch of different floppies after that. And the dude kind of like had different artists. Like one of them was hyper realistic, and I don't want to say that the artist was tracing some shit out of Bram Stoker's Dracula, but you know how when Gary Oldman turns into the Man Bat, you know, there was that in there. But I was like, fuck it, you know. And then like one of the dudes looked like Jet Li, like you could tell he kind of referenced it or maybe traced it. I don't fucking know, but it looked, you know. But the fucking book was solid. And then they're towards the end of the, I don't know, like 4th or 5th chapter or floppy. It went into like a manga style, like kind of a hybrid of American shit, you know. And it was dope, dude.
Settle on one style. It's not like
And then like they were, because the dude was just trying to get the book done, which I fucking like. You know, he had a story he had to tell, and he's fighting tooth and nail just to get it put out, and I love that. And that's a drive.
For sure.
There's a drive behind that more than, you know what I mean. Like so. But later on in the book, the whole thing was about, like vaguely, again, remembering, they were trying to unearth the Dead Sea Scrolls. And there were these two demons that were coming out. And one of them had the power to control bone, and the other one had the power to control like flesh and blood. So, and that's who Dracula had to go up with, you know what I mean? And they kept trying to fucking put water like walls in front of him. And Dracula was working with this like Black Ops team the whole time. So it was completely like modernized, you know? And I was like, dude, it's kind of like Underworld in a way, you know what I mean, in Blade, but fucking done the right way, like the way Blade kind of, they should have brought him in, you know, like in the third trilogy movie. So,
I mean, that's the great thing about immortal characters, right?
Yeah,
that you've got a big window of time where you can place them in your story.
Oh yeah, man. 30 Days of Night was a great take on vampires, and Dog Soldiers was great for the werewolves, in my humble opinion, or my opinion. Yeah, no, totally, man. Love 30 Days of Night. Fucking have nothing bad one of my favorite vampire movies, and just I don't know, climate movies, vampire movies, like it's a lot of different things. I think it hits a lot of different levels. Has a dope ass fight at the end, which we didn't need. We didn't need that fight at the end, but we got it, and I fucking loved it. I'm like, it was just one more cherry. Like, fuck yeah, we got this fight at the end of the motherfucker.
Yeah. Look, you know my only beef with that movie. My only beef is the lead actor. It's what's his name again?
Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. Right, who's like basically a male model, right? Like a Channing Tatum almost kind of a guy, right? And it's not even that he's bad in that. It's just like, fuck, if that had Bill Paxton in it, it would be a classic. That's really just, I mean, that's my own personal beef with that movie.
I just like, I guess he is kind of like flat in some ways, but he didn't really. It's just like whatever. I mean, and then he came back in Penny Dreadful, which was okay. I mean, there was some shit in there was kind of woke and stupid, but I mean,
I refuse to watch it.
It's all right. I mean, it's got a couple of like little good things here and there, but there's a little kind of like I don't know, man, a little kind of forced butt diggery in there. Like it's like, you don't need to do all that. That's kind of out of character.
Yeah. You know what I saw that's actually really good is the new Hellraiser, the Hellraiser from 2022.
Yes, I say that's third in the franchise. I would say that's number 3. You got Hellraiser, then you got Hellraiser 2, and then you got the remake. And everyone's like, fuck you. It's like, nah, dude, it's pretty fucking good, actually.
People not like that? Because I
don't know, dude. People just kind of hold on to shit. People get kind of like emo about their Hellraiser, you know. People get a little like kind of get precious with their shit, you know.
I know. And the thing is that
he did. Timothy Dalton. Sorry, Brian. But he's in there. He's Alan Quartermain.
Oh. Right. Well, I knew that it was basically the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and that they bring the Frankenstein monster in at some point.
Oh, damn, dog. Oh, you just dropped it. You just fucked it up. You're right, though.
What? That's just been out for fucking years now, yo.
No, it was a hard rip. No, it was. It was. You know.
Spoiler alert.
But they get Frankenstein monster like pretty good. Like they got him, you know, he like he looked like he did in the novel. You know what I mean? Like the actor kind of looked, but he was casted pretty good. I'm sorry, he acted it pretty good, but he wasn't casted right. The guy in the Leone movie, he was just right.
Yeah, well, that was a completely different character. That was not.
It was,
Frankenstein monster.
But he kind of looked like him, dude. He kind of looked like the one from the novel.
But it was the brain and like the spirit of like this like scumbag.
Right. But the visual, dude, the visual.
Cigarettes, wearing like a leather jacket and everything. I enjoyed the fuck out of that.
Yeah, dude. Fucking the new Hellraiser was closest to the books. Yeah, and you know, I thought it was cool. I only watched it once, and I was entertained. You know, I'm sorry, it was good.
The female Pinhead was great.
And I still got to do my my Candyman fan art from the original appearance from Wikipedia in the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to do that, man. Because the one from the book sounds fucking metal as fuck too. He kind of reminds me of the Max. I don't know if you remember the Max. Like towards the end of the series, because it wasn't that long. He gets this big ass like patch cloak cape. You know, that's what he has in the book, and he's got long red hair and long red beard, and a fucking big ass. I don't know. It just sounds like a fun scary character to draw, dude. But I think it's actually that time of the show. Where you guys have to Black Metal Decode. All right.
Your souls for the gods, rock and roll.
This one should be extremely easy. It's probably the biggest black metal adjacent band of all time. And I got their like one of their first fucking, things. And let's see.
Oh wow, I'm excited because I don't see it yet.
And this one is let's just say this. Yeah, this one's the most commercial black metal band of all time. That's a big hint. Brian should just nail it like that. Okay, good. Boom.
Cradle of Filth?
Ooh, damn. Nope.
Close though?
All right, where's our boy Chris? Where's our boy Chris at, dude?
Borgier?
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, I was close. All right, I was close.
I didn't see our boy Chris. So You would have been here all fucking day. That one's hard. Yeah. I gotta pick the hard ones. Like it's hard. It's you gotta pick the right ones though. You know, they can't be too hard.
But that was the first one that actually was a challenge.
And a lot of people are like, people get mad, dude. Like in the metal community, you're like, you can't like them anymore. You're fuck you, motherfucker. That shit ain't black metal. I'm like, fuck you. They're fucking awesome. I like them. I've seen them live and shit. They got some dope ass music. I haven't really listened to their newer albums, but fuck, man, like the fucking Progenies, The Great Apocalypse. That's where I kind of jumped in with like they're on Hellboy and like they were doing
a Hellboy trailer with that. Tell me that shit's not fucking dope as fuck.
Fucking Yermo was like, click. Let me add these fools real fast, you know, and then they put on a good show.
He grabs the sword and pulls it out of the rock.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! He just pulls that shit out. Yeah, that movie slapped. And that time, Progeny is the Great Apocalypse. They had the best lineup. They had that keyboard player was shit Mustus, that big tall kickboxing motherfucker. Then they had the big tall, the other big dude, Vortex, ICS Vortex. He was like he would sing operatic and play bass. He went off, you know, but I guess they had to fire him because they were partying too hard and they weren't fucking being professional about their shit. You know what I mean? Like it comes down to you got to be professional. You can't be partying too hard. You got to fucking do your shit. I mean, obviously, I don't know. You know what I mean? There's two sides to every story, but that's what I gathered why they got rid of him. And ever since then, the band it wasn't the same. They had the follow-up album after that was cool, but the next two I was just kind of like, okay, it's just not slapping like the other ones. It's not fucking bitch smacking. You know what I'm talking?
Well, you know what? Kronos from Venom. What you know? Have you seen that guy? He's yoked.
Yeah, he looks like
fucking, a bodybuilder.
Looks like yoked, like fucking Lobo or some shit. You know, like black metal, like pre-black metal Lobo from fucking England, fucking genre creating motherfucker. You know?
Yeah, man. And he said the reason why was because he was bored when he wasn't on tour, so he just started going to the gym, and so he developed a healthy kind of habit, right? And he's like, so what I do is I just I work out really hard, that when I go on the road, I can just be a total pig.
Oh, that's cool.
I can eat just horrible food and knock back Jack Daniels and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
I was
oh wow, that feels kind of metal, dude. Like for me, I would have been I would have took the more bitch route. Like I'm gonna get up on stage and fucking be like, "What? I'm swole, motherfucker." Oh, you know what I mean? Fucking Venom, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, but when you're yoked that much, you're not gonna be able. It's not like you're gonna get fat on tour, right?
You get the
gut or something. Handle. You're still gonna be yoked.
Well, for me, it's always for me, it's always if your chest is big enough, you can have the gut. One of the two. You got to have the big chest, but you can't. You know what I mean? But you don't need a six pack. You know. I'm not saying I do. I never have. I got I got the dad bod.
Not even close.
Right now I'm trying. I switched over to fucking LaCroix. I'm trying not to drink soda unless I eat out or we go out to dinner. My next thing is switching off the chips. I love me some chips, some hot Cheetos. You know, I fucking love hot Cheetos. And then I don't know the beer. I don't really drink beer unless I do pair up a review. You know, that's kind of a hobby of mine.
Yeah.
Getting a nice beer and then picking out a book. You know, I backed a good fucking Iron Age fucking Comicsgate book. You know, and yeah, man, I want to just kind of slowly. For me, I could quit shit overnight, but I like to kind of slowly get into it.
It's easier that way. It's easier that way. But there's certain things you can cut out that will just that's always my first question to people when they want to lose weight. Is just do you drink soda pop? And they're just yeah. I'm just quit that.
That's 10 pounds.
And you'll lose 10 pounds like that.
That's 10 pounds. And it's do you eat chips? And you start naming the little things. Okay, that's another 10 pounds. So that's 20 pounds right there. You know what I mean?
Right, but you gotta have your you have to reward yourself too.
You do.
It's not that you can't have your favorite foods. It's just that you can't eat pizza and ice cream all the fucking time.
No, you gotta have your
pizza and ice cream,
days,
but not every fucking day.
Wraith of God 2 is pretty good.
Oh man,
I check it out. Yeah. Both of you haven't. If both of you, no, I have it. I haven't read it yet. I got 30 or 40 books I have to review.
See, I still haven't read that. That came out during that time where I didn't have money to.
Did you read the first one?
No, I didn't have the money to back it.
Okay, so the first one's one of the best Comicsgate books ever. One of the best, up there with yours. Fucking Merry Boys. You know what I mean? So yeah, fucking read it. And then the second one, the Cryptidnals. So then the new one, I haven't read it yet. So I can't wait to check that shit out, man.
Cool. I mean, it looks like it's right up my alley. It's Weird West.
Oh, totally, dude. You know what else is really fucking good is Wolf and Batsy. Did you ever pick up Wolf and Batsy?
No.
Dude, it was he was with Alternative, but him and Alternative kind of parted ways. But
it's
fucking good, dude.
All right.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. And the dude's he's selling his shit on his website right now. But it's like the Goon meets old EC Comics, and it's fucking dope
now. Always love to hear about like stuff that escape my notice, because that's the thing, man. It's like, it's like even though the comic book industry in America is like pretty much dying, there's still like all this stuff that comes out that I'm not aware of, and so it's cool when somebody's like, "Oh, you gotta check that out." And
for sure.
Always, like, I'll write that shit down, like in the middle of a stream, get out my notebook, write that shit.
Yeah, he basically he did like fucking a few issues with Alterna, probably like 8 or 9. So I got the few issues, but I'm still waiting on a few more to come in. But I don't know what's going on really. So, but I know that he's selling like most of them on his site, so we'll check it out. It's cool. It's a lot like, it reminds me of like the Goon and old EC Comics. A little bit of you see the old school like inspirations, proto fucking Bernie as well.
Retro shit. Yeah, I mean, me, I'm a retro guy. I believe that the future is in the past, at least the immediate future, right?
Yeah.
But I mean that's just me. But you're seeing this market now. I mean, fucking that's another book I need to back is Bronze Star by Aaron. That's Weird West too. So
have you backed it yet?
West is like now it's like
oh yeah, Weird West ain't going nowhere for 10 years. Westerns they're slowly starting to fucking they're around for at least 10 more years. Fantasy and sword and sorcery, at least fucking 7 more years of that shit. People are fucking digging that shit up.
I want to do one of those. Well, I've always wanted to do one of those.
Yeah, I just go where like my heart wants. Like right now, I'm doing Viking metal. That's what I want. People like for a while it was Celtic shit. You know what I mean? Like right now, people are really into Viking shit. It just kind of sucks because I always wanted to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it because it's fucking trendy right now.
No, well, here's the thing: is you want to do it while
King Cryptid,
while you're passionate.
Alterna's got a gang of dope books.
And and King Cryptid is a lot of fun.
Yours is dark fantasy. I was talking to him, Luke, about that. Dark fantasy is my favorite genre.
It's one of mine.
That's what I got right here, Butch Cleaver. It's a fucking dark fantasy horror western.
Hell yeah.
I got a couple issues of that, and I don't have a campaign right now, but there might be an announcement coming in the coming weeks. So,
hell yeah,
people might be able to pick it up. It's my first book, so my second book. So, and I'm an indie guy, so I'm still learning, but I think it's a pretty fun book. Dark fantasy though, man, that's I don't know, man. I really love that, and I can't wait to.
It's a favorite for sure. It's something we don't get enough of in the cinema, right? We don't get a lot of dark fantasy movies. So, but there's lots of dark fantasy fiction and video games. I noticed lots of dark fantasy video games.
Well, speaking of like
comic books.
Oh, sorry. I was on a stream with fucking Pizza Medi, and he was like, "Oh, I was telling about Butch Cleaver," and he's like, "Oh, that sounds like a good video." I'm like, "Yeah, dude. I mean, fuck. I'm sorry, but yeah, it does. I know like what would happen, and I would be just like Arkham City, basically. That's how I would make it, Luke is doing great work, but he's sick right now. Yeah, I know, man. He was pretty bad the other night. I was sick too, but I'm getting better for some reason. I got lucky.
Everybody's sick right now.
I'm a little like clogged up, but I'm not taking no medicine. I'm like, fuck that. I'm taking this shit right here. For some reason, dude, the alcohol burns the shit out of my system. I worked in the grocery industry during the pandemic. Dude. I worked in meat and seafood for 22 days straight during the pandemic, and I was knocking back fucking bourbon the whole time. And my boss was giving me gift certificates. He saw me over there in the liquor department of the grocery store buying the fucking bourbon, you know. I was knocking him back. My whole team fucking went down. My boss went down. My team trainer went down. It was me and 2 new hires, you know, and it was during the holidays, dude. And we pulled down a lot of money too, you know, and it actually helped me. I actually benefited from it, but.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, it can be medicinal. It can actually, you know, like the German cold cure. It's like, you know, a hot toddy. You take, you know, you get like a big mug and you pour in like make a quarter of it, like brandy, and then just like pour in, you know, make tea with it and just fucking knock that shit back.
Yeah, it's worse than the cold. It's
all night.
You know what I think, Mark? I think it's some bullshit that they're putting on us right now. Oh, it's flu season, like every fucking year. No, it's not flu season. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not gonna fucking go and rant and shit, but I think it's some bullshit. And I think it's all over the country. I think it's some fucking shit. Like, Brian, you ever heard of fucking ragweed pollen in your forecast on your phone? No. Look at your fucking phone, man. Today's forecast is fucking sunny and a dose of ragweed pollen. And like, what the fuck is ragweed pollen? I never even heard of that growing up as a kid. So whenever there's ragweed pollen, I fucking sneeze all day and feel like shit. I'm like, what is that shit, dude? What are you guys putting in the atmosphere? You know, I know this fucker, you know, Microsoft or whatever the fuck his name is, BG. You know, he's fucking, he's making these fucking farmlands, and then he's got these mosquitoes he's cloning down fucking in South America. I'm thinking about all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's basically a James Bond villain. Basically, we're ruled by James Bond villains. Like, for real. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. I mean, you're fucking right. I mean, you're fucking right.
I mean, it's obvious.
You can't write the shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. What are you gonna do?
It's you know, true strangers in fiction. Laugh out loud. My dad was taught that way. Poison your system so no virus wants to start. You got to play in the mud,
man.
You got to play in the mud.
Brandy's good. Bourbon's good. You know,
a little tequila's good too. You know what I mean?
Well, the tequila I've never tried for a cold. I always go for the German brand.
Tequila, man. Every now and then, a little tequila with the lime and some. You know,
I've been thinking like it's just like we were talking about booze. I'm just like I hardly drink at all these days. I'm like, oh, that means I could go in and buy like a bottle of like $100 tequila, like with a good conscience, because I know it's gonna be hanging out for like like half a year or something.
Get a good bottle, like just get a good one. Like there's a
something
lot.
Something in the middle, like 40 or 50.
Just look for an añejo. You get an añejo or reposado, you're good. Don't fuck with the plato. Don't fuck with the blanco. Just get the reposado or get the fucking añejo. Añejo is the elder, the aged one. It is dark. You know what I mean? The plato is a blanc, like fucking silver. Don Julio. Cabo Wabo. Fucking Patron, Silva.
Yeah.
That's good for mixing margaritas, shit like that. They'll charge you a lot for it, but the añejo is the best, and the reposado is the mid grade, But I wanted to share this trailer right here. This is a movie I'd like to recommend. I just got I got Amazon Prime for about a month, and I'm gonna cancel my prescription and a subscription, whatever the fuck. And then I got stars for this movie. This is from a director that Brian put me on. It's about a movie called Rare Exports. It's a crazy like holiday movie you guys should check out next year or even this year if you're into like festive stuff. But this is their latest offering. I think you guys should check this movie out. It's pretty trendy. A lot of people know about it, but for those of you who don't know about it, here's the trailer.
It's badass. Total Western structure.
Get off the house! This old fucker is a gold miner. We're rich, boys. Get down on your knees. Fuck him up! We got gold!
He was a Finnish commando. He lost his home and his family in the war. He became a one-man death squad. He's one mean motherfucker that you do not want to mess with. Fire!
You'll see what happens when you take everything from him.
You really believe that he's immortal?
No, he just refuses to die.
How many minds did we bury here?
All of them.
You? And you?
This is not about who's the strongest. This is about not giving up. We have a word for that in Finland.
We might have a problem.
Did you see that movie yet?
No.
Oh, I envy the fuck out of you.
I have to admit, I've been avoiding it a little bit because it seems like a little SJW-ish, a little bit.
No, it's not.
I that's what I've heard, and the director, of course, is excellent and one of those people that's worth watching. So it's like I have it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Nah, dude.
It's on streaming right now.
So I got it from it's on Stars, but you'd have to just Google it. You know how we Google stuff for the horror movie club? Just Google it.
Yeah. Or IMDb always.
There's no SCW shit in there. I don't know who's doing that. They're fucking drama farming. Okay. They're fucking, I don't know. Like a lot of times people do find SCW shit in there, but I don't fucking see any, man. It's got to be a deep fucking dive. I didn't see zero whatsoever SCW shit.
Right. No, well,
it's like I didn't in Rare Exports. I didn't see shit in Rare Exports either. And that's the pop up. That's the pop up from Rare Exports. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
it's just like and the trailer is like the most fun you'll see. Watching Nazis die, and I'm just like, oh, it's like fuck Richard Spencer. So
what I like about it is like these, like, well, I don't want to spoil it too much, but the thing
it's okay.
The thing I like about this movie, the Yahtzees, they're like, fucking war is over.
Yes,
we need to fucking take care of ourselves.
Yeah. I know. They're just like they're bandits. They're like roving. You always had that in war.
It's like Mad Max a little bit.
At the end of the Napoleonic Wars, holy shit, dude. You had fucking roving gangs of ex-military people, ex-army people just fucking raping and fucking pillaging.
It's crazy, right? It's
really bad.
It's cool. It's a cool story dynamic. It's a fucked up part of war. I think you're gonna love the movie. It's the best movie I've seen since The Northman. Hands down.
Okay. All right, that's
good. Now I'm like that dude's on my fucking on my list now. That director, you know, Rare Exports was cool. I think now that watching this movie, if he had the budget of this movie, he would have handled things a little differently.
Oh, totally.
But it's just cool seeing that the dude he reminds me of my father-in-law. He looks and acts like my father-in-law, and it was cool seeing that, man. He was a cool guy to meet. For the short time I met him,
that's awesome.
Yeah, dude, that movie was just really good, man. I'm at a loss of words at the moment.
It's good. I
just hope that director gets to make some more movies, man. Because I saw Rare Exports and that, and then just like, damn, dude. And then I did a deep dive. Like, dude, I want to see more of this character. Like, it's a runaway hit. Like, I want to see more of him. You know? Oh, that's what it was. He's an older dude, man. He's like up there. I think he's like in his 60s or 70s. I love old characters whooping ass. There's something about that, you know?
Yeah, no, there is. Like, that's why it's just like when they're talking about like, oh, Kurt Russell's too old to play Snake Plissken. Not at all. Old Snake Plissken, older, meaner, nastier. Just a nasty old man that knows like 20 different ways to fucking kill you.
It's that, and it's just like, I mean, I like Stallone. I'm a Stallone stan, and I like Schwarzenegger. I'm a Schwarzenegger stan too. But the thing is, like, those guys will fuck up a lot of motherfuckers, You know what I mean? Like, it's like, man, that guy's too old. But like, he'll fuck your shit up, dude. In real life, I'm pretty sure he'd fuck you up. Like, he'll kick your fucking ass. Like, there's a lot of people that say that. So they're actors, but it's like he'll break his fucking hand on your face. Like, he'll destroy his fucking rib. Like, he will.
Well, Dolph Lundgren will fucking bruise your heart.
He will fuck you up. Like, you just don't understand. He will fuck your 30, 20-year-old ass up. Like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Dude, out of all of those guys, like, who would be the guy that you'd least want to fuck with? It would easily be
Dolph. He's been fucked with the most. He's the smartest. He's got the most training. He'll fuck everybody up. I think Dolph could take on.
Dude,
I'm just saying. I think Dolph could take on Schwarzenegger and fucking
easy.
Stallone at the same time. I think he'll just go like
like
this. He'll just go like this.
Yeah.
And that's all he'll do.
Yeah.
He'll just take his fucking Swedish combat training and just smack him in the face like, oh, my bad. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, my bad. I didn't expect that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like a Viking that's an 8th degree black belt in karate.
that plays music.
Yeah, and that's like a fucking genetic, like what was he again? Like microbiology or something like that. He had like a master's degree.
Chemistry,
like a genius level.
The writer, director, actor, model, fucking kickboxer, special forces, Sweden. It just goes on. It just goes on.
Perfect human.
And at the same time,
like a real life Doc Savage.
At the same time, he's been prodded by Stallone, like growing up and just fucking with him. You know what I mean? But I love me some Stallone. It is what it is. I love me some Schwarzenegger.
Me too.
And I love me some Dolph too. You know, but I don't know.
Bruce Stallone's heart. It's just like that's just still amazing. It's like, dude, it's just like punched him in the chest. Remember that story? They had to go a little to the hospital or something, and they were just dude, he bruised your heart. It's like if he punched just a little bit harder, like he could have like killed you.
What's up, Vic? How you doing, brother?
What's up, Vic? Good to see you, man.
Vic's fucking awesome, man. He's the only guy in the fucking network that's drawing like fucking 24/7. You know what I mean? He's drawing live fucking art with his fucking hands all the time. You know what I mean? There's no one else doing that. I don't know anybody that's fucking doing that. He's fucking getting down, dude. I love that shit, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Like he's one of those guys that seems very much like a head down, get shit done kind of.
He's head down, get shit down, and he speaks his mind too. He don't fuck around. You know what I mean? Like if someone's bugging him or this and that, and he's just a fucking real guy. He's just a working man. You know what I mean? And you know, if there's some fucking shit going on, he's gonna speak his mind, and I respect that about him.
Me too.
I got to log off. All right, dude. Take it easy, bro. I'll see you later.
Thanks for hanging out, man. What up,
Thanks
Dave?
for hanging out, bro. What up, Dave? Still haven't seen the Rocky 4 re-edit. I don't think I've seen the re-edit either myself.
I didn't know that there was one.
No. But
is that like with like bonus footage or something like that? Like
bonus Drago
or something?
The Drago cut.
I must break you. And he nearly did. He bruised his fucking heart.
Oh man.
Jesus. I remember what's his face? Henry Rollins talking about meeting Dolph Lundgren on the set of Johnny Mnemonic. And and they said he said hey Dolph, like nice to meet you, and Lundgren just went right, because that's just the way he was back then. Right,
he's getting fucked up. They're fucking him up like mentally, you know.
Yep. And he was they were shooting a scene, right? And so the director tells him pick up like Henry, and he's like, what, like this? And he said he was just like, whoop.
That motherfucker said.
Yeah. He was just like, at that point, he was just like, I was his bitch. Like
that whole said,
rock him like a baby. Yeah.
The fool rolling the baby.
Well, yeah, because Henry's
Rollins
a little guy.
the baby. Yeah,
Henry's a little dude. He's muscular.
I know.
But he's a little
Most
dude.
of us are, dude. Most of us are, dude. You know.
Yeah.
Dolph is like, I don't know, man. Like, I have a Frankenstein monster. I have a Frankenstein type character, a family type character in one of the books that I get to hopefully one day. And Dolph is the main fucking design. And I got inspired by watching Universal Soldier Regeneration. Not the fourth one that we did on Horror Movie Club, but the one before that. I'm like, dude, that's my Frankenstein. I was like, dude, oh my God. Like, he's just perfect, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But he was just dark and fucking gritty in that movie. He gets his fucking big pole put through his head by Jean-Claude.
His brains blow, like the
but
back
it's
of
cool,
his
man.
skull blown out.
And he was fucking dark, man. But I don't know, man. It's just it was cool, you know.
And I'm just happy for that guy. Like I said, like if you haven't seen his TED Talk, go fucking see his TED Talk.
Dude, he's got
That's
a bunch,
guy
bro.
that redeemed himself and came around and did a spiritual mental 180, which is always cool.
This is
what you got there? Oh,
let's see here. This is the Wolf and Batsy stuff. Let me show you real quick. I gotta go to the guy's website real fast. So he's not with Alterna no more, which is sucky. But you can pick up his other books. You know what I mean? Right here, this is the character Wolf and Batsy. I just read the first 4 issues. They fucking slap. They're fucking dope. Highly recommend them. They're really fucking good. I could see why people brought them on. It is what it is. It's a fact. They're fucking dope. And you can also pick up the latest ones right here. Looks like he has some inventory right here. And
oh man, I love that issue 2 cover. Look at
that. And issue 2, like number 1, it like just sets everything up. So it's this wandering werewolf and his friend Batsy, and they're just wandering around basically the Midwest. I'm not really sure what time period it is, which the creator does. Brian Baugh does a good job of like showing, you know, too much but not too much, but making it timeless. And in the second one, it's just fucking gory as fuck. It's metal as fuck. He's just ripping motherfuckers to shreds. It's man, I can't highly recommend it.
Basketball?
Fuck no. I mean, I got the books. You know, Pete put them up on the side. I was like, okay, I like the covers. I'm gonna buy them. You know, I don't know what it's gonna be like.
Great, man. This is my kind of thing.
So it's like the Goon, full black and white. He's just ripping motherfuckers to shreds. But then you see him in the daytime, and it's a road book, and it stays a road book, and there's no there's no origin at all. And they're just trying to fucking fit in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've read 1 through 4, and I backed the other all like, you know, up into a certain, I think up to like 8 or so for Alterna, but I guess they parted ways. But man, dude, the book's so fucking good. I gotta get the next one.
Home for it.
Well,
has he done
the creator
is crowdfunder or anything like that yet?
From my understanding,
I'm thinking like this is somebody we should have on like the horror movie channel or something.
I'd love to have him on there. He's into the same shit you're into, and the thing is, like
I can tell.
He's right. self-publishing. He's self-publishing like the next few issues. So
good for him.
Good for him. And he needs. I've never talked to the guy, but I mean, I really like his work, and it's like right up our alley. And for me, it was a lot like the Goon, which I liked about it, but a cunt hair. I used that word previously on the stream. A little bit scarier.
Oh my god, you used the C word.
Not much, but a little bit scarier than the Goon.
It's probably male audience, right? And it's only women that have a problem with that word. That's
yeah.
I mean, there has to be something, you know. It's like women embraced bitch. There has to be some word that you can use for an evil woman to insult an evil woman that's going to get under her skin, and it's the C word.
But the thing is, like, I know, like alternative, like, you know, they're tightening things up now, and this guy's probably wants to do things his way, and Pete wants to do things his way, so that's cool. You know what I mean? And they're being, you know, they're being, you know, doing their things, you know. And I love Alterna, and this. What's that, brother?
The important thing, he's moving forward.
Yeah, and they're both moving forward, and that's cool. And yeah, man, hard recommend. Again, it reminds me of the Goon, and also reminds me of old school EC comics. Bernie writes in Proto Bernie with EC. If you're into that, you're gonna fucking love these books, man.
Can you share the link?
Yeah.
Put the link in the chat, yo.
Let me I think I got it right here. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, we gotta bring him on Horror Movie Club, man. Give him a little chat too.
Be a good interview for you too. You're killing it with that fucking with that interview stream, dude.
All right, man. I just like to have people on, you know, help them out, promote their books, talk to people, pick their brain. You know,
always
things, you know?
cool. Yeah, always good.
What up, Ollie, man? How you doing, brother? They got their dead stop. Ollie's got his book.
Yeah.
If you're still there, Ollie, let me mod you up real quick, brother. So you can drop your dead stop link. If you're still, you already modded up, dude. Drop your dead stop link. So Oliver, he is awesome colorist, awesome artist. He does a multitude of different things. He's a badass letterer. He's a fucking Renaissance artist. One of those guys. He's got a new book coming out that he's working on called Dead Stop. It's like a border horror, Tales from the Crypt. So I have the book, and it's not really available, but it's going to be available on Kickstarter pretty soon. So you guys should check it out. Be on the lookout.
Yeah, that's a hard recommend.
Hard recommend. And it was a fun read, and from the first story in there, it fucks you up.
It's not like anything else. That's the thing about 656. They put out shit that's not like anything else that's out there.
Right. They got their own genre going, dude. And
border horror.
It's just one of those guys, like again with this dude, and there's not that much on it. Like, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I read those books tonight, Brian. Those Wolf and Batsy books. I read like 1 through 4, and I was just like, damn, this shit's dope. I was like,
I gotta check those out, man. I gotta check those out.
I was like, oh damn, this is dope, dog.
You've been tickling my ass with a feather. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I gotta check that out.
I mean, they're just little things homeboy does with his fucking ink work and his line work and his storytelling. I'm like, damn, this fool. I'm like, and he's been around for a long ass time. I guess he's a storyboard artist that's been fucking making Wolf and Batsy, like publishing them, doing graphic novels and doing shit like on the side, And then he partnered up with Alterna, and then he pumped out a couple issues, because it's fucking dope. If I was Pete, I would have hired him too. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude. If you click on a horror illustration, he has a poster for the Wolfman versus the creature from the blood.
Oh, Brian, he's on all your shit. He's on all your shit that you're on. He's on all that shit.
Yeah,
dog.
Man, all the Universal shit, man.
No. He's on all that fucking Hammer shit. He's on all that fucking. He's on all that fucking Italian shit. He's on all that shit, dude.
Oh, Curse of the Demon.
Dude, just follow him on. His name is Brian Baugh, like you, but with the Y. He's on Twitter. So cool. Check him out. Yeah, dude. He's like a
Karis the Mummy. Nice.
Yeah. He's into the shit we're into.
That knows his shit. That's a guy who knows his shit because he specifies that it's Karis and not Imhotep.
Yep.
Oh man.
I ain't gonna lie. I got a little like butthurt when I saw he wasn't on Alterna no more. A little sad. Yeah. But he's got to fucking do his own thing. He's got to do his own thing, and Pete's got to do his own thing. You know what I mean? Yep. And that's cool. And Pete's like he's streamlining the Alterna thing, and that's fine, And this dude's got to do his own thing too, and we got to support both of them.
Hell yeah.
Pete's putting out fucking dope ass comics, and this guy's putting out dope ass comics. You know what I mean? So, and they're independent.
We need dope ass comics.
We need dope ass comics, dude. I'm sorry, dude. We need good books, and we got to support both these people, both these guys. And horror, I don't know, man. It doesn't get that much love, bro. Like there ain't that many books that come. Like when I stopped reading comics, I always collected The Goon. It was a good book, Like it was just fucking solid, funny. Like it made me laugh all the time. And this book is like The Goon.
Genius. He's
a fucking genius.
Visionary.
He's a visionary.
Genius, man.
This dude. No, this guy Brian Baugh. He's fucking like he's a genius too. I'm sorry, but like
so you would put him on that level.
Okay. I would, but his shit's just a little like a little more scarier. But the scares don't hit you that hard. They hit you like a little
right,
like a little fucking little stab, and then it kind of like trickles into your brain a little bit, like oh. And it takes a little bit.
That's a real badass Swampy T-shirt you got on there.
Oh yeah, I was gonna expose the whole thing that fucking all this, and I think Jeremy got some shit going on with fucking Swamp Thing and Man Thing right now. I'm like, fuck, I should have talked about that a little bit. I don't know what it is, but they have like Team Swamp Thing and Team Man Thing, but I don't give a fuck. Hey Brian, you're probably Man Thing, huh?
I would say Man Thing because first of all, Plug, right?
Plug's a fucking gangster.
Plug's my favorite artist.
I can see why.
Not the greatest artist in the world, but my personal favorite, right?
Fucking Ghost Rider.
And yeah, man, all that shit. And but Swamp Thing all the way, man. Because here's the thing, Man
Oh,
Thing
what? Oh, shit.
is basically like the Heap, right? He looks like the Heap, and then of course he's mindless, right? That was the interesting thing about the book, though, was like writing a book around a character that literally is just mindless, that doesn't have an internal monologue, is just fucking almost empty, except there's a human being inside there somewhere, right?
Yep.
And then, of course, you have Swamp Thing, you have the Alec Holland Swamp Thing, and then you have, of course, what Alan Moore did when he rebooted Swamp Thing.
He's like, and I got this little guy right here called...
And that's a visionary. That's a visionary run.
I got this little thing right here called Hellblazer, motherfucker.
Yep. Yes, we introduced John Constantine. So, yeah, no, Team Swampy.
I'm going to put you on some gay shit right now. So I really got into Swamp Thing with fucking Zack Snyder and Yannick Paquette. And I'm sorry.
That was a good run.
But the fucking art on that is, I love Bernie. He's like in my top fucking 5. But Yannick Paquette, that fucking Schneider run, dude, he fucks everybody up.
Very good.
It's the best fucking illustrated Swamp Thing run I've ever seen. The first 12 issues. I don't give a fuck.
I think I read like the first 5 and thought there were. Oh, and then there was also a 0, right?
I think it's the first 12, maybe 12 or 24 issues. But I was just like, it was like psychedelic fucking horror, like the panels. Oh my god! I was like, oh my. And I followed the guy after that. Hulk yet? Yeah.
Okay.
I got him up to like 20.
That's what it reminded me of.
They're both horror. And I got Frankenstein, Agent of Shade. Dude, that's when I got back into comics, was the fucking New 52. Everyone's like, fuck you fucking bitch ass. I don't give a fuck. I like Snyder's fucking and Capullo shit. You know, Snyder's a little, Snyder fucking, he's a little out there. Capullo blocked me on Twitter. I don't give a fuck. I still like Capullo. He's the shit. You know what I mean? But it's just like
the stuff that Snyder's been doing for Comixology have been really good.
Yeah,
I know it's good. That was really good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like. It just is.
Was he a dick to you too?
No, he wasn't a dick to me. I follow him, and I don't follow him on Twitter,
Trump
but
derangement syndrome or something.
I don't know. I don't follow him really.
Slide.
But I don't really give a fuck. It's not important to me. But I got a little butthurt when Capullo blocked me, because he was one of my like my big influences. You know what I mean?
That's okay.
I might have been a little mouthy, but it was weird, dude, because I don't know how. Like, I got up in some shit with like Eric Larson or some shit like years ago with some on Twitter, and like I don't know like how I got caught up in it, but I don't know. But
it's crazy, dude.
I'm just a dude, man, and I speak my mind, and if it is what it is,
people can't handle that shit. But that's the thing, people can't handle that shit right now. And that's because the whole nation is just kind of traumatized. And
they just need to basically figure out like they need to figure out when they vote. No, yeah, they just need to figure out like what can this person do for me. You know what I mean? Because you don't really know the person in office.
No.
What can they possibly do for me? You know what I mean? And vote for them. And we've talked about the wrestling and the whack-a-mole. You know what I mean? We've talked about,
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a uniparty, right? It's a uniparty. It's just like they bought both teams. So
100%.
So it's rich people that run the world. It's like James Bond villains, like Mark Zuckerberg and fucking Bill Gates. It's like they're that's the real president are those motherfuckers. Because the thing is, even if you put in somebody like a Trump in there, that's bull in a china shop, the fucking deep state is still running shit. Do you know what I'm saying? President does not run shit. Fucking the current president has fucking late stage dementia. Okay.
Obama's calling the shots, bro.
Surprisingly,
he even has a video like where he's like, well, if I had the opportunity to run the country where I was running the country, I'd fucking do it. Like he didn't say it in those words, but he did it. You know,
he has a lot of influence, man. You know, it's like, dude, you're not even president, and your lady's not, and your woman's not, was never even a politician. And it's like, and you motherfuckers are, you know, interfering in shit, right? It was Obama that got all the other was the reason why in the 2016 campaign with Bernie, they were like, it looked like the Wu-Tang Clan during the fucking debates where we were like fucking 20 people on the fucking stage. That was specifically because of Obama. And then he rounded them all up and said, okay, now all you guys need to like quit and endorse Biden. And that's exactly what happened.
You ready for some live shit?
For some live shit? Yeah, always up for some fucking live shit. And then I gotta peace out soon too, because it's getting late. Fucking freezing here in New York, by the way. Fucking 16 degrees, man. Quick refill. Very cool. Reminds me of In Flames, actually.
Well, they actually came from the same town. They're actually
right. So they're like the hometown heroes.
Oh yeah. So like they're from like I think I don't know somewhere in Sweden, Gothenburg, you know. But there's like I think like big Bildal. They're from Bildal, but I mean they're both like the main town was Gothenburg, which is kind of weird. Sounds kind of gothy, you know.
Yeah, you think Gothenburg.
And I got that DVD too live. They're so fucking good live, and I've seen them live a bunch of times, you know. And they're just a great band, dude. That's probably like one of the greatest band ever.
Really? Well, you know what? Because
I don't know, man.
It's not that I'm not familiar with them, but they're one of those bands like In Flames that I just kind of that I've been kind of sleeping on.
Yeah.
But you know, I will check their shit out.
It's like their first, like they after their first like 4 albums or like so you got Lunar Strain. Okay, so the first album that In Flames has, he sang on it. This guy, Michael Stein, he sang on the first In Flames album. Okay, then the second In Flames album was the Jester Race, which Anders Fridin he came in, and this guy Mikael Stein he left and he went and did Dark Tranquillity, and this was in 1990. And then Anders stayed on, and then so you have with Anders you have the Jester Race, you have Horacle, you have Colony, you have Clayman. Like those first 4 albums are just like untouchable. They just fucking jizz on everybody's back. All right. And then after that, we came out with Reroute to Remain and Soundtrack to Your Escape, which are fucking dope as fuck. Like, you know, and Come Clarity. Those are really good. And then after that, they really experimented. But Dark Tranquillity, I don't know, man. They kind of kept it the same in some way, like all the way through, you know.
What would you say is their best record if you had to pick one?
I don't know, man. It's really hard, dude. Like it's really hard. I would say Fiction, Character, and because they have so many. Fiction, Character, and Projector. Projector is the one I think I might have showed you. Projector, but he just, dude, the singer when he sings, he's so goth. He fucks up Depeche Mode. He's even more haunting, you know. And when you first hear him, you're like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? Da, 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 da. You know, but oh my God, he sounds so original, you know. Totally original voice, you know, and it's very low quality. Projector, like the production, it's not the way it is now. They're recording a new album, and it's fucking weird because the singer, I think the singer and dude, I think the singer's the last one that's the original member of the band now. Oh no, the singer and the keyboard player, you know. But everyone kind of bounced out. But dude, they're just.
Well, that's a band that's been around for like
good.
90s, so it's like you're gonna have turnover for like 20-25 years.
And I don't blame motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Like you can only be a pirate for so long. It's a pirate lifestyle when you're being in a band, when you're playing in a band. But yeah, man, I love Dark Tranquillity, man. I wish I could play them on every show. I love listening to them live. I love watching them live. I haven't seen them live for like 13 or 14 years, but that DVD is dope. Yeah, any other live they have 2 live DVDs you guys check out. They're recording a new album right now, and Mikael Stein is actually in another band, he's in another band called The Halo Effect, and The Halo Effect is him and old members of In Flames. So it's basically all the fucking dudes that got kicked out of In Flames or left In Flames started The Halo Effect. They're fucking dope, dude. And we'll play them on the show too. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna wrap it up. It's been about an hour and almost 45 minutes.
And I need to start murking motherfuckers in Dead by Daylight. I used to like show a little mercy to like the survivors. Now I'm just fucking straight up jacking those motherfuckers like Pinhead or Chucky. Chucky's a lot of fun to play. But yeah, thanks for having me on, brother.
Oh, for sure, man. And Brian, where can people find you, man?
At Brian Christgau on the Squatters, Brian Christgau on the Facebooks, Brian Christgau on the YouTubes. Yeah, no, just look up my name on like Google, just Google that shit, and my name will you'll see all my shit because I have an unusual or a rare name. So, but yeah, come check my shit out. Come check out my YouTubes definitely, and hook a brother up with a subscribe.
Hey, Brian,
almost cracking 600.
Brian, I started watching your fucking top 10 Western movies. It's fucking getting me fucking like amped up. I want to go watch some fucking Westerns, you know?
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I was saying. It's like at some point we should do like a Western, like a spaghetti Western stream or something like that. I've been meaning to bring that back.
Well, I mean, hey, I got an idea for you.
Yeah.
But I want to propose it to you backstage if you got 5 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up right now. Thanks everybody for watching. If you want, hit me up on Twitter. It's at Runecutter Comic. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. We'll see you guys in next week or two. Peace out.
Peace.